So this will be the last camp of 2024. It's been quite a year, and in this short video, gonna have a bit of a party by myself, of course. Gonna look back at the last year and look forward to the next year. So this is actually my first full year of wild camping. I'm not a stranger to camping. Go back to being a Boy Scout, and always done a little bit with my family, and my wife and I have done some hiking and stuff. But first saw Patrick Dickinson camping in this plastic bag. I think it was under Higator, which isn't that far from here. And I thought, what the hell's this? You can't do that. You sure it must be the middle of some very strange place. And I liked his stuff, and I watched a few of his like urban exploring things. Every now and again he'd have one of these camps. I thought, I like the idea of that. But it wasn't until a couple of years after that that I think I saw a wild bear doing a camp. She's very clever in her videos. She doesn't go very far. You know, she's a really experienced wild camper. And I'm not belittling her efforts. But I thought, you know, I could do that. I could give that a go. So I said to my wife, I fancy you go at this wild camping. And then I did a Peak District one, and I fell in love with the Peak District. Absolutely beautiful. I've met some very good friends, YouTubers, but people who wild camp in the Peak District. And the debt I owe them for their advice, friendship and support, invaluable. I'm going to go through a few of them. Gav from Hiking for Health set up the group camp up on Kinder. Gav's channel is a really positive channel. Production standards are excellent. His filming is brilliant, well edited, and they look amazing. Really worth checking his channel out. And then on the first wild camp I met Dave Goodman. I'd not come across his YouTube channel, but his standard of photography is also stellar. It's absolutely amazing. Well edited videos. He thinks through his story and he thinks through his filming. Dave is such an experienced camper. He's done some massive walks, some of the really big hikes. The equipment he has is brilliant, and he's another really friendly bloke. His YouTube channel doesn't get that many views really, not as many as it deserves, so please check his channel out. It's well worth looking at. Some of the stuff on there is incredible. Yeah, and then Steve from Hengist Wild Camps was on the group camp, and I've watched a lot of his channel, many of his videos. He's super friendly to talk to. We get on like a house on fire. I was out with Steve last week, if you're up on at the Stone Circle. I've camped them a few times and certainly going to do a few more. Very experienced camper. Similar kind of level of kit to what I use. Doesn't go for the mega super expensive stuff. But yeah, definitely watch his channel. On one of Steve's videos is Kev Green. And I've got to admit, Kev comes across as a bit funny in there. He's making silly comments in the background and not being positive. And I thought, oh. And then the first time I met him, his very first words to me was, "You've not got one of those whizzy things, are you? Don't have that up when you're around me." And then shortly afterwards, well, I'm not camping there. If you're camping there, you camp there. I'm going to go somewhere else. And that's just Kev. He's very, you know, he tells it as it is. Says it as it is for him. Absolutely fine with that. I've got to know him a bit better. He's an ace bloke. He does have a YouTube channel. Doesn't put very many videos out. But yeah, have a look at his. He's an incredibly experienced camper. He's out on long camps very regularly when he can fit them in. Not in poor weather, understandable. You know, he's got other hobbies and he does those instead. So, which is fine. So that's Kev Green. I've also camped with Stu from Peak District Viking. His videos are really informative and entertaining. They're usually long walks and hikes with a theme. I have to say, they're action-packed. You can watch every minute of them. They're very interesting, very well thought out, very well planned. He's getting into wild camping. He's done a few now. And I did one with him up Cavedale. That was quite recently as well. It's a beautiful day. Cool. The weather is forecast to be very low temperatures, 0, 1 or 2 degrees, that kind of thing, but it feels like temperature of much lower than that. I've seen -8. It's going to be a clear sky, hopefully. Might get some star shots if I can work it out to do them. We've not got very far to walk. I don't tend to do big walks at any time, but especially in the winter. Can you imagine when they were making this trough? The amount of effort they put in shaping that, and then it cracked. Whew, cruel. There's Calwark and Higator. Well, this is the funniest little tent. I'll probably show you around in the morning now. It's taken a stupid amount of time setting up. This is the Wild Country Zepheros 2. I think it's one of the older models, but it's absolutely fine. It's a nice little, very compact tent. I'll give you a scan of the stuff I've got. I've got my sleeping bag, which I'm going to get out in a minute. Sleep mat, down booties, nightwear, party hats, electronics, which I'm going to have to be careful because I keep standing on the blooming things. It's the bag for my maple table. Got a massive amount of water. I'm using a different cook system, which I'll show you in a minute. I've got some, that's my breakfast stuff and my drink stuff in there. Got some noodles and a sweet and sour chicken for food tonight. Beers. Well, it is Christmas. So I'm going to have
a few nice beers. So this year I've done a fair few wild camps. I did want to come out every week. That was probably too ambitious. But I've not done bad. I've done plenty up on Kinder. When I got the Lanshan, I had a little spell then. It went really well. 1 week when I forgot the pegs. Ridiculous. I camped on Ringing Roger. That was the day that my grandson was born. Wonderful. Camped up on Grinslow on the very top. That was fantastic. I really enjoyed that camp. I camped up on Swinesback when I walked up from the other side of Kinder when I was looking for the Kinderlow cabin. That was a great camp. It's nice up there. It won't be nice when you're very exposed, 360 degree, because obviously you're high up, so you're going to be exposed. They've been good camps. Done a couple at Kinder Gates. The ones in the middle of Kinder were ace camps. You have the whole of the plain to yourself. I wouldn't like to be there now because it'd be a real bogfest getting there. But they are sublime. I mean, at one point when I got changed, I would normally zip the tent up and do it very discreetly, but there was nobody anywhere near, so I just stood outside, stripped naked, stood naked for a little bit, really enjoying that, and then put my clothes on and got back in. Yeah, that was pretty weird, but actually very liberating. It was good. Enjoyed that. So yeah, the camping's gone ace. Equipment, I got the Lanshan. Brilliant tent. Love the Lanshan. It's absolutely fantastic. I got the OEX Leviathan 900. Brilliant. Now I'm going to be peachy warming that tonight, I know. After the group camp, two of the lads, Simon and Gav, had the Big Agnes Rapide SL sleep mat, and I'd actually been just using my Z-Lite, which up to then I was fine with the OEX Leviathan. I was warm enough, but you're not comfy, are you? And I thought, for that one, I'd got the Cedar Summit chair, the do they call it the air chair, where you fold your mat up and your sleep mat and goes inside it, which is a super lightweight chair. Having said that though, this chair's 500 grams and the Cedar Summit one's 300 grams. So a 200 gram penalty if I have in this one. This is fine, and it's effective. It's the same kind of chair as the Cedar Summit. So after that, I thought, well, yeah, let's get a better sleep mat. I had a word with the boss, and she said yes to get the Rapide SL. It's lovely. It's a really nice solution. Yeah, really enjoyed that. The other bit of kit I got was I got the Quidian backpack, the 3FUL one. Brilliant. Love that backpack. It's fantastic, but it wouldn't cope with the load I'm carrying today. And it's not so much that the materials and things can't cope with it, but you can't cope with it because it's quite actually uncomfortable carrying that amount of load without a frame. So yeah, so the Quidian, great. I have asked for a better backpack for my birthday in March, which I think it will be the most expensive piece of kit I've got buying the filming stuff. But I think it's something I've got to have. Everyone, you know, you look, first thing people get is an Osprey backpack, and that's what I'm going to get.
And good morning. Well, this is the first. I'm up before sunrise. I'm just been up and out of my tent. Might be because it's just about 8 o'clock. So. Brilliant night's sleep, really warm. A bit of rain in the middle of the night. I don't know if that woke me up or whether it corresponded to me. Just waking up. Just having a wander around the edge. It's you are quite high up here. Great view over Calwark and Higator. And a good all-round view, really. I could hear the road pretty much whenever I listened. Tent performed well. You do get some condensation, and the big mesh panel on it was actually splashing on me when the wind was blowing, and there's been quite a bit of wind. As always, leave no trace. Well, that's a curious little tent. I think I like it. I'm not sure. That was a cold camp. Like the new tent. It's got its little foibles, but they all have, haven't they? Quite it's an easy walk now down to the back to Surprise View and Obi Van Kenobi. So I'm gonna sign off now. I will do a bit more filming as I go back down, but it's just showing you the views really, which are quite incredible. Looking down at Burbage Brook across the Burbage Moor with the plantation there, and where's it gone? Calwark and Higator. Superb. What a fantastic place to spend the night. So that's the summary of my year. Been great, I really enjoyed it. And thank you so much for being part of that. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. It's maybe inspired you to join in or have some new ideas, or even share some ideas if you want, which would be very well received. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great Christmas. And I'll see you next year.